First law of motion. By observing the motion object on an inclined plane, Galileo deducted that object move with a constant speed when no force act on them. Okay, when a object is moving at that time, if the object is not forced or pushed by any, then at that time what will be seen, that object will move with a constant speed. Okay, we observe that when a marble roll down in an inclined plane, its velocity increases. What will be seen? Its velocity will be increased when it is moving. Okay, when a marble rolling in an inclined plane, at that time velocity will be increased. Why velocity will be increased? Because gravitation force will affect on it, due to which it will roll down. Okay, and it has its own friction force also. In the next chapter, you will learn that a marble fall under the unbalanced force of gravity as it roll down and attain a definite velocity by the time if. Okay, we have seen that whenever we are putting a marble or placing a marble into a inclined plane, at that time we can see that marble will roll down because of the gravitation force. Okay, because of gravitation force, marble will come down, and due to which we will see that this can be seen, this phenomena can be seen due to gravitation. Reaches the bottom. Okay, as you can see that marble will reach to the bottom, its velocity decreases when climb up. Okay, whenever the marble is climbing up, at that time what will be seen, that velocity will decrease. Okay, if you can see that when we are placing a marble in an inclined plane, and on the another end we are placing another inclined plane, what will be seen? Okay, as shown in the figure 9.5b and 9.5c. Okay, you can see that resting on an idle frictionless plane inclined on both the side. Okay, in both the side we are placing a inclined plane, then at that time what will be seen, that Galileo argued that when a marble is released from the left, okay, when we are releasing a marble from the left hand side, okay, as you can see in a figure, okay, we are releasing a marble from the left hand side A. Okay, it will roll down slope and go up to the opposite side of the same height from which it was released. Okay, if we are releasing a marble from the left hand side, and if we are putting freely, then what will be seen, that it will go to the another side or opposite side of a same height which it is released. Okay, up to what height it is released, that much height can be covered in the opposite direction. If the inclination of a plane on both the sides are equal, then the marble will climb the same distance that is covered while rolling down. Okay, if we are placing a same height inclined plane, if we are placing a same height inclined plane, then what will be seen, that it will climb the another inclined plane also, because of having a same height. Okay, we are putting a two inclined plane. How many plane we are placing? We are placing a two plane which are having a same height. Okay, which are having a same height, and both of them are opposite to each other. Both of them are opposite to each other, due to which when we are releasing a marble from the left hand side, it will reach a top to the right hand side. Why? Because the height of both the inclined plane are same, due to which marble will climb to the another inclined plane. Okay, because both of them having a height same, दोनों की हाइट क्या है, सेम है, इसलिए वो क्या करेगा, तो कि वो जो होगा वो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इंक्लाइन प्लेन से वो राइट हैंड साइड के इंक्लाइन प्लेन तक पहुंच जाएगा, क्योंकि दोनों की हाइट क्या है, सेम है, बिकॉज बोथ ऑफ देम हैव अ हाइट सेम, ड्यू टू विच इट विल reach and climb to the another opposite inclined plane, and where gradually decrease, then the marble will travel further distance till it reaches the original height. If the right side plane were ultimately made horizontal, that is, the slope is reduced to 0. Okay, what we are making, if we are making a right hand side plane, okay, which you can see in a figure 9.6c, okay, 9.6c, okay, at the bottom of the line, okay, which we say it as a x axis, okay, you can see that what will be seen if we are putting a slope, okay, which is reduced to 0, okay, then what will be seen, the marble will continue to travel forever trying to reach the same height that it was released from. The unbalanced force on the marble in this case are 0. Okay, here you can see that unbalanced force is 0. Okay, so thus suggests that a unbalanced force or an external force is required to change the motion of a marble, but not a net force is needed to sustain a uniform motion. Okay, but we doesn't need any which type of force, okay, net force, okay, for the sustaining a uniform motion of a marble. In practical situation, if we think about in a practical situation, it is difficult to achieve a zero unbalanced force. This is because the presence of a frictional force, because we know it where any object, okay, have its own frictional force, due to which it will oppose the external force, okay, it will oppose external force, okay, and the object will at one point object will be at a rest, okay, whenever we are giving a force or applying a force, at that time object have its own frictional force which will oppose that external force, and that external force is opposed by the frictional force, due to which at one point or at one situation object will be at rest, okay, acting to the opposite direction of a motion, okay, which we are acting. Just now we are talking about frictional force only, that is opposing what, okay, direction of a motion. Thus in practice the marble stop after traveling some distance, okay, just now we have discussed, okay, that situation I have already discussed with you just now, okay, that at one point or at one distance or some distance the object will be at rest, okay, it will come to the rest. The effect of the frictional force may be minimized by using, okay, the effect of frictional force can be minimized by using a smooth marble. If we are using a smooth marble, then it can be minimized, and smooth plane, okay, and provided a lubricant on the top of the plane. If we are providing a lubricant, then at that time also we can see that the force may be minimized. Okay, here you can see that we are releasing a marble ball from the left hand side top, okay, from the top of the left hand side, okay, it will try to reach to the right hand side plane, and this is the situation, okay. If we are releasing an object, okay, from this height, it will flow up to here, okay. Four conditions they have seen, okay. Newton further studied Galileo idea on force and motion and presented three fundamental laws, okay. Newton have studied and given a three laws, okay, fundamental laws they have given, okay, Newton's, and govern the motion of an object, okay. The three law of motion, okay, the three law are known as a Newton's law of motion, okay. The law which are given by the Newton, that is said to be a Newton's law of motion, okay. There are three types of law, okay, we will discuss it, okay. The first law of motion states that, okay, now the first law of a Newton is an object, okay, an object remain in the state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless compared to change their state by applying force, okay. If the object is at a rest position or at a uniform motion. Okay, if the object is at a rest position, it will be in a rest only unless we cannot apply any unbalanced force. Okay, applied force. If we are not applying any force, then object will remain at rest only. And if the object is moving with a uniform motion, it will move in a uniform motion only unless if we are applying any force. Okay, that was the law of first, and that is known as Newton's first law of motion. Okay, which states that when an object remains at a state of rest, or if it is in a uniform motion in a straight line, unless compared to change that state by an applying force. Okay, if we are not applying any force, then if object is at a rest position, they will stay in a rest only. And if the object is in a uniform motion, it will be in a uniform motion only up to the instant, okay, we are applying a force. Okay, if we are not applying a force on it, it will be in its original state only. Okay, if whether it is in a rest or it is in a uniform motion. Okay, force is the main source due to which it will change its position or anything. In other words, all objects resist a change in their state of motion, and due to which all the objects resist what? Okay, state of motion. The quality way, the tendency and undisturbed object to stay at rest. Okay, it will be at rest only. Okay, just now we have discussed that only, that if the object is at rest, it will stay in a rest only if we are not giving any force, or keep moving with the same velocity is called inertia. Okay, what we said as inertia, the tendency of undisturbed object. Okay, to stay at a rest or to keep moving with the same velocity is called inertia. We say it as inertia. Okay, the property or a tendency of an object to stay at a rest or to keep moving with the constant velocity. Okay, that is said to be inertia. Okay, this is the definition of an inertia. Okay, which suggests or which says that if the tendency of an object or an undisturbed object to stay at a rest or to keep moving with the same velocity is called inertia. This is why the first law of motion is known as law of inertia. That's why the first law of motion is said to be a law of inertia. Once again I am repeating. First law of motion suggests that if the object is at rest, it will stay in rest only if we are not giving any comparable force or any force. And same way, okay, second case is that if the object is moving with the uniform motion, it will move with a uniform motion only, okay, if we are not giving any applied force or any comparable force. Okay, so if whether it is in a rest, it will stay in a rest only, or if it is moving with the uniform motion or uniform speed or uniform velocity, it will move it in that only. Okay, up to what? Up to the instant if we are giving any external force. Okay, and this property or tendency of staying at rest or moving with the same velocity, that is said to be inertia. Okay, we say it as an inertia. And first law of motion, so it is said to be a law of inertia. Okay, we say it as a law of inertia. Certain experiences that we come across while traveling in a motor car can be explained on the basis of a law of inertia. Okay, many of the phenomena we are seeing when we are moving or traveling by motorcycle, we tend to remain at rest with respect to seat until the driver apply a brake. Okay, if we are sitting, okay, in a car or in a seat, at that time we can see that we will be at rest position only up to what? Up to the driver apply any brake. Okay, which we said is a braking force. Okay, due to which our body get motion or body get move because of applying brake. Okay, to stop the motor car. To stop the motor car, driver is applying a brake, which we said is a braking force, and due to which we are at rest. Okay, we were on a rest position. Okay, due to which we are at rest position, we will move, and we will be in a motion. Okay, so with the application of a brake, okay, with the application, okay, when the driver has applied a brake, the car slow down, but our body tend to continue in the same state of motion because of its inertia. What? Because of its inertia, it will be seen that car gets slowed, but our body get, okay, in a motion, and due to which, okay, due to phenomena of inertia, a sudden application of a brake may thus cause injury to us. Okay, if we are moving in a car and suddenly driver apply a brake, okay, what will be seen? Okay, instantly, because of applying a instant brake, okay, we get injury also. Impact or collision with the panel in front, okay, and our head can be collide with the panel. And safety belt, okay, which we are wearing, safety belt, and which is very important, okay, when we are driving, okay, are worn to prevent such accident, and due to which a safety belt which we are wearing during the driving or during a driving a car, it will protect us or prevent us from such phenomena of injury. Safety belt exert a force on our body to make the forward motion slow. Okay, when we are wearing a safety belt, at that time what we are seeing, that if the driver is applying a constant force or instant force by applying brake, okay, that force, okay, can be slowed down by the safety belt. Okay, forward motion, okay, forward motion or forward, okay, instant forward motion, that can be slowed down by the safety belt. Okay, and opposite experience in encountering when we are standing in bus. Okay, if we are standing in a bus and bus begin to move, move suddenly. Okay, if we are standing in a bus and if the bus is moving instantly, okay, suddenly it gets start, what will be seen? Now we tend to fall backward. Okay, when the bus is gets started, suddenly bus gets started, due to which a force will be exerted backward. Okay, and this is because the sudden start of a bus bring motion to bus as well as our feet in contact with the floor of a bus, and due to the instant starting of a bus will move forward, but our body will move backward because our foot is at the floor of a bus, and due to which a force will be exerted backward. But the rest of our body oppose this motion because of its inertia. Okay, why? Because rest of our body, okay, will oppose a motion. Okay, because of which, okay, because of its inertia. Okay, when a motor car make a sharp turn at a high speed, we tend to get thrown to one side. Okay, whenever we are driving a car and if instantly we take a sharp turn, okay, whether it is right hand side or left hand side, okay, our body will thrown in a one side. Okay, one side our body will be thrown if we are moving in a straight path and instantly or suddenly a turn has came, okay, right or left, what will be seen? Our body get thrown in a one side, because of which, okay, this can again be explained on the basis of law of inertia. Okay, this can be explained by the law of inertia. We tend to continue in our straight line motion. Okay, we are tending to continue with the straight line motion. When an unbalanced force is applied by the engine to change the direction of a motion of a motor car, okay, instantly what we have seen, that engine has changed the direction of a motion, okay, due to which we slip to the one side. Okay, we have slipped to the one side of a seat due to the inertia of our body. Because of our inertia of our body gets slipped or thrown towards the one side, Why? Because instantly a brake has applied or instantly a sharp turn has taken. Okay, due to which our body, which was at a rest position, it came to a motion. Okay, it will be in a motion, and due to which a law of inertia can be applied. The fact is that a body will remain at rest. Okay, so just now, okay, it is saying that only the body will be at rest unless acting upon by a unbalanced force. Okay, the body will remain at rest only unless we are applying a unbalanced force. Okay, it will be in a rest position up to what? Up to we are applying unbalanced force. Okay, it will be in a rest position only. Okay, now the inertia and mass. All the example and activity given so far are illustrate that there is a resistance offered by an object to change its state of motion. Okay, the state of motion we need any what? Okay, for changing it we need a resistance. Okay, by a object we are giving a resistance to the object for changing its position or motion or coming to its motion. If it is at rest, it tend to remain at rest. Okay, if the object is at rest, what will be seen? It will remain at rest. Okay, which we have already studied in the first law of motion. If it is moving, it tend to keep moving. Okay, if it is moving, okay, it will be moving. Okay, this property of an object. Okay, this is the property which are describing that property is said to be an inertia. We say it as an inertia. Do all the body have a same inertia? We know that it is easier to see. Here you can see that mass is a measure of inertia. Okay, here you can see that all the point. An object that has a small mass has less inertia. Object having a less mass, it will contain less inertia. Same way, if the object have a large mass, then it have a large amount of inertia property. Okay, which is a one type of property. Inertia is what? Okay, property of tending a object to a rest, whether it is in a rest, and tending to in a constant moving. If it is moving, that property is said to be inertia. Changing the motion of an object that has a small mass is easier than changing the motion of an object that has a large. Okay, if we have to change a motion, the small mass can be changed easily. Push an empty box than a box full of body. Okay, so it is easier to push an empty box as compared to a box having a full of box. Similarly, if we kick a football, it flies with the equal force. Okay, what will be seen that the football will fly with the equal force. It hardly move. Okay, what? Okay, if we are kicking a stone, then what will be seen? It will be hardly move. Okay, we are comparing two. One is football, okay, which having a less mass. Okay, which are having a less mass as compared to a kicking a stone. Okay, having a same size, both of them have a size same, but their mass are different with each other. Okay, here in this phenomena you are seeing that if we are kicking a football, it will fly away. But if we kick a stone, then what will be seen? We get injured. Okay, and equal force, it hardly move. Okay, and little bit of movement can be seen, but it get hardly move, and we have to face a injury in our foot, and we may in fact get an injury in our foot while doing so. Similarly, in activity 9.2, instead of 5 rupees coin, if we use a 1 rupees coin, okay, we find that a lesser force is required to perform the activity. Okay, here you can see that as compared to a 1 rupee coin, 5 rupee coin have a mass greater. Okay, more will be the mass as compared to a 1 rupee coin, due to which you can see that less force will be needed for doing the activity. A force that is just enough to cause a small car to pick up a large velocity will produce a negligible change in the motion of a train. Okay, if we compare a small car, okay, small car with a train. Okay, in a small cart we are applying little bit of force, and due to which it will move. But same force we are applying to a train, okay, it will be not be moving. It will not move. Why? Because train have a lot of mass as compared to a small car. So here from this you can see that a same force we are applying to a small cart also, and same force we are applying to a train also. What we are seeing? We are seeing that small cart will move while a train will not move. Why? Because train have a lot of mass as compared to a small cart. This is because in comparison to cart, the train has a much lesser tendency, and due to which it have a lesser tendency to change state of motion. According to we say that a train has a more inertia. From this we can see that train have a more inertia than a cart, as compared to a cart. Clearly heavier or more massive object offer larger inertia. Quantitatively, the inertia of an object is measured by its mass. So from this we can say that if we want to measure a inertia, it can be measured by its mass. As the mass is greater, inertia will be greater. We may thus relate inertia and mass as follow. This is the important statement. Inertia is the natural tendency of an object to resist a change in its state. Inertia is what? Natural tendency of an object to resist a change in its state of motion or a rest. The mass of an object is measured by inertia, and thus mass is measured by its inertia.
Inertia, we need to look at Newton's first law of motion again. Here it is. In simple words, this means that objects tend to keep on doing what they are doing. It is the natural tendency of every object to resist change in their state of motion. If they are at rest, they would prefer staying at rest, and if they are moving at a constant velocity, they would want to continue doing so. This tendency of objects is called nothing but inertia. It's the natural tendency of an object to resist change in its state of motion. Yes, you already knew what inertia is. And yes, Newton's first law of motion is also called the law of inertia. Do you think all objects have the same inertia? All objects resist changes to their state of motion, right? So all should have the same inertia, correct? Well, not really. Because inertia tells us how strong an object's tendency is to resist change in its state of motion. Think of it like this. There's a tiny brick kept on a table next to a relatively larger and a heavier brick. Which one do you think would be easier to push? Without doubt, the tiny brick, correct? Yes, but why is that? It's because the heavier brick's tendency to resist change in motion is more. The heavier the object, the more is its tendency to resist the change in motion. The more mass an object has, greater will be its inertia. So if we apply equal force to both these bricks, the tiny brick will move further as compared to the larger brick. The heavier brick has more inertia. How can we relate inertia and mass? Inertia is the tendency of an object to resist changes to its state of motion, and the mass of an object is the measure of its inertia.